allihopa! Varmt välkommen! Hur mår ni? Jag mår toppenbra. Idag ska vi prata om min första isvak-upplevelse. Men först, om det är den första gången du är inne på min kanal, vänligen prenumerera. That's all the Swedish I can muster at this moment. But warm welcome to you. Hope you're doing well. It gives me great joy to meet you all through yet another YouTube video after a long break. And I'm all the more thrilled because what I'm about to share is something that my younger self would have never ever imagined doing. But first, if you're new to my channel, please click subscribe. Of this year, I randomly shared a reel where Wim Hof lists out the benefits of ice dipping. Little did I know that the creative source perceived my desire and had started orchestrating it out for me. A couple of weeks later, I received a message from one of the best photographers in Stockholm, someone whom I greatly admire and respect, Juliana Wiklund. She messaged me and asked if I'd be interested in doing an ice dip and if she can photograph me. I gladly accepted. Although I was super excited, I was equally nervous at the thought of attempting an ice dip. I knew my mind was ready, but how prepared was my body? I had several fears, like, was my body capable of coping with such freezing temperatures? How would it react? What if I have a heart attack? What if I suffer hypothermia? Or what if I slip and fall in the frozen river? Those were not my only fears. In order to know how my ice dipping experience really was, you need to know a little about me and a little about my background. I was born and raised in South India, one of the hottest parts of India, and it wasn't just that I grew up in a very conservative setup. So for a woman to wear a dress that's gonna show skin was considered immodest. I had never even imagined wearing a swimsuit. It wasn't just about immodesty, it was about media and society dictating that you need to look a certain way to wear certain clothes. Your arms need to look a certain way to wear a sleeveless dress. That your legs need to look a certain way to get inside a swimsuit. And secondly, for a woman to get wet in public was again considered immodest. So I never stood under a waterfall, I never played in the beach. All I would do was just wet my feet in the water. I would walk back and just watch others have fun. So you can imagine what sort of relationship I had with water. Practically none. Thirdly, I'm not that physically adventurous kind who would attempt something this extreme. A quick disclaimer over here, do not generalize my experience. Not every Indian girl's experience is the same as mine. We are all so different. I'm just sharing my experience because probably someone out there is in a similar situation like I was, and coming out of this conditioning, coming out of all this stereotypes, like helped me pursue life, helped me pursue adventure and things that give great joy. I decided I was going to do the ice dip not just for fun, but I decided I was doing it because first, this year I'm turning 40 and I resolved that I'm going to get out of my comfort zone, push my limits and attempt things that I have never ever done in my life up until now. Secondly, I wanted to overcome my fear of water, my fear of cold, and the shame and conditioning attached to my body. When I went on the internet, I found numerous videos of people doing the ice dip, people explaining the benefits of cold exposure, but nowhere could I find a detailed guide on how to prepare for an ice dip. So I decided to do this video in a detailed format. First, I'd like you to watch a little vlog of how my ice dipping went, and after that I will share you the science and the logic behind cold exposure, its benefits, how to prepare for an ice dip, and what precautions one needs to take.
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night.
The only thing to think about when you go down in the cold water is the breathing. Get it all the way down to your stomach and then inhale, exhale, long exhale. And it's so easy when you get down there to get it stuck up here. But you'll have to mind over body. You will master it. You'll think, breathe all the way down and all the way up. That is the key. And I normally don't let myself up from the water until the panic is gone. Then I know it's mind over body. No panic. I shouldn't go from panic in the water. I want to have control. I know that I will get it, and I want stillness in my body. Then I can go up. Yeah. And it's an amazing feeling when you get there.
Today we're here with a wonderful coach, Jane.
We're going into the water.
This is
that is just to prove to yourself that you don't need the sauna.
This is brutal. I was not prepared.
So this is what we have if it's not as thick. And try to relax at the same time. Lower your shoulders and just concentrate somewhere in your head. You can close your eyes and just keep on breathing.
You are already warm.
Yeah.
You know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. I got my head out the sunroof. You got me stuck on the thought of you. Driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes.
body working from inside.
Welcome back, hope you enjoyed the vlog. It feels surreal for me to see myself doing it. I would do it all over again because it was not just a unique experience, it was an exhilarating experience. Now let's move on to the man, the logic and the science behind cold exposure. It is when I started to search the web about cold exposure and ice dipping, I came across Wim Hof. Well, if you haven't heard about Wim Hof or the Iceman yet, I highly recommend you watch the numerous documentaries that have been made on him on YouTube. In short, Wim Hof is a Dutch extreme athlete who is known for his ability to withstand freezing temperatures for prolonged duration of time. He's not only broken several records, he's climbed the Everest and the Gilman's Point in Kilimanjaro wearing just shorts. Several scientific and medical experiments have been conducted on him and the results are groundbreaking. Following are the benefits of cold exposure. A quick disclaimer over here, I am not a medical professional. What I'm sharing is just condensed facts that I learned from the internet. I highly encourage you to do your own research before attempting anything new. For those of you who are not aware, I lost 25 kgs during the pandemic. I went from 80 kgs to 55 kgs. I have shared a different video on my weight loss journey. And one thing that has helped me stay consistent and one thing that has given me purpose and meaning in my journey of late is finding out the reason why, the science and the logic behind why I want to do something that I really want to do. The first benefit of cold exposure is that it stimulates the vagus nerve, which is linked to the parasympathetic nervous system. What is parasympathetic nervous system? It is nothing but the system responsible to relax a human being once an emergency has passed. Apparently, the human body has 90,000 miles of sensations. Aging and inflammatory diseases begin to set in when these sensations reduce and our nervous system begins to degenerate. The second benefit of cold exposure is that it alters human fat and metabolism, thereby boosting immunity and helping a person maintain weight. Apparently, the human body has several different types of fats, and the two major fats are, the first is white fat and the next is brown fat. So white fat is the not so good fat which contributes to obesity, type 2 diabetes and several other diseases, while the brown fat is the good fat which burns to produce heat to maintain the body temperature. So research has shown that when a body is exposed to cold, it has the ability to convert white fat to good brown fat. The third benefit of cold exposure is that it has the ability to reverse chronic inflammatory diseases as it fastens muscle recovery. So for those who work out, it is highly recommended that you take a cold shower after your workout. The next benefit of cold exposure is that it increases longevity. Research has shown that when a human body is exposed to cold, it triggers a survival mechanism which is very vital. What happens in this process is that cells begin to produce a series of proteins called the serotins, which are responsible to make the cells in our body function in a younger, more efficient manner. Lastly, cold exposure has the powerful ability to give psychological and emotional clarity. So 1 week prior to my ice dip, I started practicing the Wim Hof method, breathing exercises, meditation, and cold showers. I would start my day with breathing exercises, followed with some meditation. I would do strength training, and then I would have a warm shower, and I would finish it off by standing in cold water for 30 seconds to 1 minute. I highly recommend you download Wim Hof's app. I would also list a few links that I found very helpful in the description box below. While I may have done my ice dip, for now, I am not stopping the cold showers. I love the surge of energy I feel after a cold shower. So here's what you would require if you plan to do an ice dip. First and foremost, icy water. Obviously, preferably from a natural source. If you don't have access to one, not a problem. A simple cold shower a day will keep the doctor away. Secondly, a sauna. You can book one in advance. However, our coach Jane mentioned that the sauna is optional. Our body is capable of producing heat on its own to combat the cold. So a simple jog or a walk after an ice dip is more than sufficient to warm yourself up. Thirdly, a bathrobe or a large towel. Next, neoprene socks and gloves if you plan to swim in the icy water. If you just plan to do a dip, simple winter gloves and socks are more than enough. Lastly and most importantly, good company. Whether it's ice dipping or for that matter, anything out of your comfort zone. Good company, they not just make the process easier, they make it so much more fun and memorable. A few words of caution: do not attempt ice dipping alone. Even experienced people go with company. It would be best to go with an experienced swimmer, someone who has experience swimming in icy water just in case of emergency. Number two, this whole process of ice dipping is one of mind over body and matter. So it's not just enough preparing our body, we need to prepare our mind as well. One exercise that I did through the week was I watched numerous videos of people doing the ice dip. I saw how calm and composed they were when they got inside the water, how they were in full control of their mind and body. So day in and day out, I saw myself getting inside the water with great calm and composure. So when the day came, I was so surprised that I could get inside the water with great composure. One thing that I really liked about what our coach Jane mentioned is that she said as soon as you get inside the water, instinctively you will want to panic and get outside the water. She said, do not do that. Calm yourself down. You have the power to do it. Gain control of your body, gain control of your situation, and only when you feel total peace within, you get outside the water. I also found what Wim Hof said in one of his videos about the breath that you take when you panic. Instinctively, when we are exposed to a new environment or a shock, what we do is we gasp for breath. We go, we do that. That is a very powerful breath that prepares the body for fight or flight. So what you do is you don't do that breath after you get inside the water. The trick is taking that breath and preparing the body prior to the shock. So before you step inside the water, take that deep breath, hold that powerful breath, and get inside the water and then release it slowly. You will be amazed by the feeling. When you are in that icy water, our mind does not think about how much money we have in the bank, what bill we need to pay, what so-and-so spoke about us, what so-and-so thinks about us. At that moment, you experience a great calm. All you can think of is just that moment, and I can't explain how divine it feels. That's about it for now. There is so much more to cold exposure. Whatever I have shared is just the gist, but I hope you found a thing or two useful and interesting. I would love to know your thoughts. I would love to know if you went ice dipping after watching this video, or if you started your breathing exercises or cold shower? If you did, how did you feel? I would love to hear from you. So leave your thoughts in the comment box down below and also click subscribe. I hope to get back with another fun video very soon. Thanks for watching.
What's good? Cause we just tryna get it poppin', what's good? Yeah, yeah. You know I'm love it when we get turned. Oh yeah. And no, it ain't no turning down, baby. Yeah. Ain't no drama, we just tryna have a good time. Me and my girl stepping out in the all black. A little bit 10 on her feet, don't know how to act. Pulling up to the scene with a top back. Money ain't even a thing, cause we got that. No drama, no drama. Leave it at home for your crazy baby mama. I want a new boy. Yeah, what's good? Yeah, 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 yeah. I want a new. Yeah, what's good? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, what's good? What's good? Cause we just tryna get it poppin'. What's good? What's good? What's good? You know I'm a lover when we get turned. What's good? What's good? And no, it ain't no turning down, baby. What's good? What's good? Ain't no drama, we just tryna have a good time. Yeah, we just tryna have a good time. Turn up, sip up on some good wine. DJ playing my favorite song. Running them beats, now you know it all. Yeah. From the drinks to the hookah, so messed up, gotta call me Uber.
Receptors creating noradrenaline 540% more, dopamine 250 to 300% more. It's all science. This will battle effectively your mental disorder called depression, bipolar, or any other shit coming to you. You are able to get back into sense, deep sense, into you yourself.